When I was younger, my family and I moved around a lot, and no matter where we went we always had some kind of experience with the paranormal. One house we lived in messed not only me, but my entire family up. We all experienced so many strange things in the house that we couldn't really explain. I was either 10 or 11 at the time, I think. We had just moved into this new house on one of our oldest streets in our town. It was built in 1877 and it just gives off a strange feeling. It was a huge 2-story house that used to be an apartment building at one point in time, and I think my mom said she ended up finding out it was a funeral parlor, not too sure though. When we first moved in, I remember having this nightmare of being in the kitchen at the new house and being covered in cockroaches while my parents acted as nothing was wrong. The dream, for my age, really messed me up. I'm going to explain the layout a bit, so bear with me. It'll be helpful in understanding the stories. For being an older house, everything on the first floor really flowed. You could stand in the kitchen and see straight to the living room. The downstairs had a private office with its own bathroom and what could be a working kitchenette, a bedroom, main floor bath, kitchen, living, and dining. There was also a very long hallway that ran beside the living/dining that started at the front door and ended at the main floor bath. We never really used the main floor bath. I always felt super creeped out by it. It always made me feel secluded and like if something ever happened no one would know. The bedroom on the first floor we had as a playroom for my younger brothers and me. It also was the access point for the maid staircase that lead from the playroom to the upstairs laundry to the basement. The hallway also had the door to the basement, which is where my older brother lived. The second floor was made up of 4 bedrooms, laundry, and bathroom. The staircase lead to the front door. It also had the attic door at the top on a small landing. My parents' and 2 younger brothers' rooms were at the front of the house and mine and my sister's were at the back. The hallway was a huge area that lead back to my sister's room/laundry. My bedroom was connected to my sister's. Her room was actually a giant sun porch with a glass paned door that connected our rooms. We both had our own entrance from the hall though. Now my room had 2 doors that were right next to each other that lead to the hallway. I hated it. I always had one blocked off. All of the encounters or experiences happened between mine and my sister's room. Now most of the experience happened upstairs in the basement. Not all of these stories are my own, but also my family's. I'm going to focus on the second floor experiences because there are way more. I'll probably do a second one for the basement. So a few of my experiences started off pretty cliche. I used to always have this creepy feeling if I was alone upstairs. Like someone was watching or something bad was going to happen. The first weird unexplained thing that happened we all witnessed. I mentioned earlier that the attic door was at the top of the stairs. Well, my mom hated it. We went up there when we first moved in to see it and we found belongings to a woman who apparently used to live there. Now the attic wasn't livable at all. It was filthy, smelled, had bats, and the wallpaper/paint was peeling. But there was a whole lifetime of photos of some ladies, even her birth certificate. There was even a small room up there that had a rocking chair in it. The landlord had no idea whose belongings they were either, and he didn't care to clean it out. My mom didn't like it at all because she got this really unsettling feeling when she would go up there. She made it a rule we weren't allowed up there, and I didn't take much convincing. Now the attic door had only a little hook lock on it, and my mom would keep it locked, but every morning it would be unlocked. We were blamed for doing it, of course. We weren't necessarily well-behaved kids. But we swore we never unlocked it. It never failed though to be unlocked. My mom even ended up barricading it after a while. Now 2 things that happened to me that I will never forget happened, I believe, after we started renovating. Cliché, I know. The first thing was, when I was upstairs one day playing with my dolls, I heard someone rattling my door handle on the door that wasn't blocked by my dresser. I brushed it off that one of my brothers were messing with me. I heard it again, so I decided to catch them. Now it's important to add that the doors were about an inch or so off the ground. High enough for a kitten to squeeze under it. So I waited to see a shadow, but nothing. I even opened the door and no one. I would have heard or seen someone leave. I went back to playing, but I was definitely freaked out, so all my attention was on the doors. That's when the other door handle started to shake, and it echoed against my dresser. I booked it out and ran downstairs. I was terrified, and I spent the rest of my afternoon downstairs. I'd like to mention that I don't remember seeing the handle itself move, only hearing it. The second thing that happened was after we started to peel off the paint in the hallway. We found some really creepy old wallpaper under it. Keep in mind, after tearing off this paint/wallpaper we all started experiencing a ton of things. Anyway, the bathroom upstairs was one of those really long ones. The sink and toilet were at the very end, and you had to step up to them. Now it's a little blurry on how she was standing, but at the very end of it my best friend and I both caught a little girl in a white dress standing at the end of the bathroom. We both saw it, and it's the only time I've ever seen a spirit. I never thought it was true and always thought that my mind was just messing with me until my sister told me something this past Thanksgiving. Now my sister had a lot of experiences. She probably suffered the most. Her experiences started way earlier than ours did. My sister used to hear knocking on her hallway door. My older brother admitted to doing it at least once, but denies doing it after that. She said she would hear it all the time, and it was consistent with the knocking. Then soon after her door got permanently stuck, so she couldn't use it, and had to use the one that connected our rooms. My sister isn't someone who lies, so I do believe everything she has told me. The second thing that she had happen was one night she was laying in bed trying to sleep with her back to the outside of the bed. That's when she heard clearly two little girls laughing behind her. That's why I believe what I saw in the bathroom was real. She said she was frozen in fear and couldn't move. There were way more that happened to her, but I can't quite remember them, so I don't want to go off my memory. I will add that nothing ever happened to us in any of the other room upstairs. My mom did hate the master bedroom and slept downstairs for the majority of us living there. Thank you for reading, if you made it this far. We as a family have never been skeptics when it came to the paranormal, but this house definitely made us believe in the paranormal. I'll post more stories. Some from this house and some from others.